G'day Carbonites, welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved. So today we're going to be covering some more advanced topics for the Taming Raft. So I got some really good feedback on the basic Taming Raft video, and people wanted to see different variations of the Taming Raft and more specified uses for them. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode. So I've got one here that I use to tame Argies, and I've also made this one here. I've never made one of these before, but this one actually captures Spinos, which is really good. And I wanted to do a different design with this one. I wanted to show you a side-loading Taming Raft because they're a lot easier to maneuver without losing your dino on the ground. Because the dinos, once they touch the ground, they glitch through all the walls that you have on your raft. So you have to be very careful with that. With the side-loading one, it's not an issue. You never run into the ground at all. So that's what we're going to be covering. We'll start first with the Argy Taming Raft. This is exactly what I'm going to build, and it totals 81 structures, so you can build this on vanilla. Okay, so there's something else that I didn't show in the last video, which I should have, but I totally forgot. There's another way to center your pillar for the start of the build. So if you get your pillar out, ready to place, and then you hit drive, that will line it up exactly in the center. So all you got to do is click, and that's it. It's dead center. Also, if you want to hide the sail, it's in here. I did have a comment on the basic video asking how to hide the sail. So it's just there, just hold down E on it, and then, yeah, that's how you get rid of that. Alright, so we're going to continue with what we normally do here by lowering the foundation. You bastard. I think it's 3 times. I think you lower it 3 times. That should be it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we're going to place our initial 8 foundations. This is our driver's seat, so we're going to put the hatch frame down. And that is the wrong door. There we go. And then you're going to need some thatch ceilings. So we're going to go all the way around the structure. So you'll end up with a 5x5 footprint to start off with. Okay, so if you just look at the thatch ceiling, this is a lot easier than getting in the water and trying to look up at them. Okay, so we're going all the way around. Now on the front and the back, we're going to do an extra row. So the final footprint will be 7 foundations long by 5 foundations wide. But obviously you won't need 35 foundations because we've actually got a hatch frame in the middle. So you only need 34 foundations to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point here is we're going to place 2 pillars. So at the very front of the raft, you've got the 5 foundations. You want to go on either side of the center one and make sure it's right up the front. And basically these are temporary. We're just going to use these as a guide to place the dino gate. So it's important to note that when you actually place one of these dino gates, the orientation depicts which way the door is going to open. So you can see this little, it's got like an indent on this side, or the indent's larger on this side than it is this side. So this is actually the front. So if we place the door, it's actually going to open outwards. And When you're trying to lure an Argy in through gates like this, it can be a little bit tricky because sometimes they'll get caught on the side and yeah, it's just a nightmare. So you're better off reversing this and getting the doors to open up inwards. So that way, if it does get snagged on the side, it'll just slide in. That sounds very sexual. It's not intended. Okay, so the way we want to do it is we want to stand on the right-hand side of the raft like this. And we're going to stand right in the middle, look straight down, go into K mode, and then crouch. Not that it does much. Okay, so then we're just going to scoot over. Now, this is very important where we place this. If this is off by even like a fucking bee stick, it will leave a massive gap in your build and Argies will be able to slip through it. So that's why we've got these pillars here to help us align it. And then we're just going to scoot over so the edge is just touching the edge of the pillars. That looks good. Okay, so when we place the gate, it'll open up inwards. That's exactly what we want. We can actually remove these pillars now. We don't need those. And now we'll start doing the cage around the side. So what we're going to do is for the side, we're actually going to place the pillars in between two foundations. So you can see that's the middle there. That's the middle of that one. And you should have this snap point in between those two foundations. So we're going to do 3 of those, all in between the joins of the foundations. And then what we're going to do is come back to the center of this foundation, but we're going to place them at the back. So these 3 at the back here, they're in the middle of the foundation themselves. You'll need 27 pillars for this section here. And so it goes up 3 high. Next we're going to place the ceilings. So these 3 at the back here are going to have a ceiling connected. Just like that. And you don't need the middle one. The Argy can't get through there. So the Argy won't be able to get through there. As long as you've placed this gateway in the right position, he won't be able to get through there. Even though it looks like a fucking massive gap. Yeah, he won't get through there. Okay, so I normally put a hatch frame on the bottom as well. You don't need to. I recently found out that it actually I had a Megalodon actually attacking through it, and I think it was because there's a slight gap. Because I only put a wall on the one side just to get the hatch frame to sit in there. So as you can see, there's 3 gaps. There's a gap on the other 3 sides. So I'm starting to think that it's not really worth it. I don't know. I'll have to come up with another way. If I can get that hatch frame to sit up higher so it's in line with the foundations, it'll be fucking perfect. Alright, so let's continue on. We are going to place a pillar there. That looks good. I'm happy with that. This is optional as well. You don't need to do this. I find it a lot easier. Okay, just got to get some gasoline. Throw that in. Turn it on. Okay, so that's now powered. We'll just put a code on this. I'm going to go 4 zeros because it's the most cryptic pin code in the fucking world. Okay, so we want to open the gate. We can just hit E on that. Type in the pin code. Opens up the gate. Now to close it, you've got to hold down E on it and select deactivate or close pins. And type in the same pin code, shuts that. Yeah, so it just makes it a lot easier when the Argy, you actually get the Argy in and you need to shut that gate. because otherwise you need to run through and he's chasing you while you do that, and there's a slight chance that he'll actually get out while you're trying to shut the gate. So this just eliminates that because you'll still have his attention and you're on this side. So it gives you plenty of time to type in the pin and shut the gate. Yeah, so that's it. Now, at 81 structures, or 81 parts, you got 7 left that you can play with. And obviously you can change this if you find a more efficient way, like maybe you don't need one of these ceilings or something. So you will need a Pteranodon to do this. But Pteranodon's very easy to get early game. Okay, so generally I head over to where I know there's Argies, like Carno Island or something like that, and I just sit off the shore, far enough away that you're not going to aggro anything else, like no Rexes or anything like that. Okay, so we've gotten to our destination. We're just going to go irritate that guy. So when leading him back, it's important to don't get too far in front of the Argy. Let him... Oh, see, he's already fucking lost interest. Let him come right up behind you and actually, like, attack you a couple of times. So we're just going to reel him in slowly. Let him attack us a couple of times. Keep him interested. Alright, and the Pteranodon can just scoot straight through those pillars, but he's stuck there. We're just going to shut the gate on him. Okay, now, I didn't actually test this, so it should be right, because I did place everything correctly, but let's just have a look here. Oi, I'm talking to you. Come over here. These are the 2 points that he may be able to get out of, because this is solely dependent on where you place this gate. All the other stuff is an exact snap point that will never change. But because we freehand the gate, there is a chance that he will get through. But it looks like we've done a good job. And he's ready for taming. Tamed. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so I've got all the pieces that I need, and this build totals 70 pieces, so once again you can build this on vanilla. What we're going to do is start off exactly the same. We're going to grab our pillar, and we're going to sink our foundation. Okay, we're going to start off with our 8 again. Going to place our hatch frame in there. Okay, so after that, we're going to go around the entire structure with our thatch ceilings. So we're going to end up with a 5x5 footprint. You fucking bastard. Okay, so once again, just look at the thatch ceiling that you want to place the foundation under, and just hope for the best. It seems to work quite consistently. In fact, I'd probably even say 60% of the time it works every time. Okay, so we're going to do the ramp first. Let's get our sloped walls. And yep, that's right. Alright, so right in that top corner there, we're going to start building up. And then we're going to come down 3 and do the other side of it. Place our sloped roofs, which seem to glitch out like all fuck. Oh, that was lucky. There we go. Okay, and while we're up here, we're going to place the metal ramps. The reason why I'm using metal and not wood is purely for the fact that I don't want them destroyed by some stupid dino. And you can't get stone ramps, so yeah, metal it is. Okay, so what we can do now is we want to build a little box for us to be protected in while we're driving our raft, just in case we have a dino in here and we need to move away, which you normally do after you capture something. So we're going to go solid walls all the way around except for the back, which we're going to place a door frame. With the door, and then we need one ceiling on top. Okay, so we're going to finish this off. So the reason why we're building this 3 walls high is because Spinos are tricky little bastards. They, for some reason, they can glitch over walls that are 2 sections high quite easily. It's like they start walking up the wall and then they just like glitch over it. So that's why we have to go up 3 high. So the way the ramp works is we know a Spino is going to be able to get over a single wall high. But once it drops in, it's got 3 walls to try and get over, and it just can't do it. So that's what we're basing it off. Okay, so we're going to go dino gates. This one's actually going to be a little bit different to that one there, because we'd actually cut down on a couple of parts. Actually, what I might do is do it the same way we did before, where we stand in the middle. Okay, so we just want to try and block it. A Spino can't actually fit through one of these gates, so if you're only going to use this taming raft for Spinos, you don't need to put a gate actually in the gateway. But if you want to multi-purpose this taming raft, which you definitely can, I'll show you how to do that in a sec, you want to put gates on. Okay, so no Spino is going to be able to get out of there. I did actually place those an odd way. It would have been a lot better if the doors opened up outwards, because if you were taming something else, like say a Kano or something, you tame it up and you want to get it out of the raft, and the doors are opening up inwards, and you know what they're like. I mean, they see a gap like this and they go, nope, I want to try and get through here, and they're just fucking retarded. Yeah, so probably face those the other way, but I'm not going to bother for now. So I think we're done. Yep, that's everything. I've got 1 stone pillar left, but that's because we only needed it to lower the foundations. So this is 70 parts, and what you can do if you're going to multi-use this for other tames, you can just knock that top wall off, and then you can basically get anything up this ramp, and this should hold just about anything, except for a Giga, of course. But yeah, anything Spino and less, you should be able to get in there. And because it's a side loader, it's so easy to pull up to shore and actually get it in. Nah, he doesn't care about the compy. Get the turtle. Yeah, there we go. It should just give us a little bit of time to get the raft over there, so he's not following us all the way back. Alright, so with the ramps, you can actually get a Spino out of the water as well. It is a little bit trickier because they have a massive turning circle, but it is possible. So that will suffice. Like, you don't even need to clip it into the ground like you do with the other one. Alright, so we've got his attention. We're just going to lure him straight up the ramp. Get him to come in. He's not all the way in. There we go. Okay, now he's dropped in. Okay. Now, I recommend not standing back here if you're trying to tame him. Now, the thing to note is his attack is only limited by these stone walls we have here. So if we stand here, he'll be able to attack us because we have direct line of sight to his like center of gravity. You know, like the center of him. If we stand over this way, it's blocked by that wall, so he can't actually attack us. But it's risky trying to tame him here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the ocean, because that's what you would do. You wouldn't tame him on the shore, because then you could get other things running up the ramp and attacking him or whatever. So we go out to the ocean where we can't get aggroed by anything else. And then this is actually where I like to tame him. If he actually comes over this way, I'll show you. He can't hit me no matter what. And I think it's due to these ramps, because they're blocking the center point, which is down the bottom there on his body. So yeah, you can just sit here and just plug him in the head all day. Just fucking brilliant. Now, to get him out of there, you will have to drop down the gate. Like I said, he won't be able to fit through the doors. Although he can hit you through them. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it, really. We don't need to cover anything else. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so I tried for hours and hours to get a raft that you can use to tame a Megalodon. And I couldn't find anything that was more efficient than just building a cage underneath the water. Because this is just so simple, and the Megalodon will follow you right up to shore. I mean, there is a point to where they will stop following you, but it's all dependent on depth. So as long as you get in something like this, you can definitely get a Megalodon. So basically what you want to do is place down your pillar at the lowest point, and then just work your way up. When you get things like this, you can place another one on top, and whoop, shit. And then it'll use that top one as the snap point. So I basically just built a 4x4 with pillars. Then I came across here to get that fourth one. That was sloppy. I'm trying to rush this. Remove those two, because that's where we're going to put the gate. And then we've got these snap points here. I'll probably go up another one. There we go. And then all you got to do is have your dino gate on hand. Alright, so let's go and find a Megalodon. You really want to get him in the first go, because if he gets distracted on the pillars, you'll never get his attention again. Alright, and that's good enough. And yeah, he's stuck there. So, and then you can spend all day shooting this guy if you want. I'm going to spend half a second shooting him. Yeah, so that's still the best way to tame Megalodon, in my opinion anyway. Alright, so that's all I've got for this video. a couple of really cool tricks and very safe ways to tame things without the stupid fucking flea mechanic ruining your day. So I hope you found it useful. As always, oh god, I'm zoomed out hardcore. Don't forget to lead your targets. I'll see you next time.